I'm pretty.
You are dog.
Yeah, that's right. You look like you.
Wait, is he blinking his eyes?
Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? This feet in my face. Welcome to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live only on Be Exposed Radio. Oops.com. Give me 1 second. All right, I had to take my retainer out. So, what's up? What's going on? I am here. Not supposed to eat. I forgot about it. I'm here. I don't know how to feel today. So next week we'll start having our guests back, and we got Latonya Valencia and Mars coming next Friday, and we got a surprise guest. I'm waiting for them to confirm for Monday, and then we'll be back on. I just needed a week of just me, this new beard and all that. And I'm had to say up front before we get into today's conversation, customer service has gotten horrible. We already had questionable customer service, and I shouldn't have to blast you on social media in order for you to respond. And then the company isn't responding. The team of people that they've hired for their social media, I mean, I need you to make them customer service agents because they respond faster than customer service agents. I had on my post, it stemmed from me talking to in the last week USPS, UPS too, because they kind of horrible, and Amazon. I think I put the company I do my glasses, Cats and I, Vision, and it was another one. I can't remember the other one, but I added them on social media, and my eye doctor, somebody, I guess whoever does their social media, messaged me back with I'm sorry that you're going through this inconvenience or something like that. And then somebody from Amazon did the same thing in my Facebook Messenger. And what I'm saying is, you need to make those people that's doing social media, you need to make them customer service agents because they respond faster on Twitter and Facebook than your customer service agent does. So why not give them a raise and demote your customer service agents to your social media people? Like, just make them switch. And they'll learn customer service from your social media person who doesn't have any answers because they're just social media. So that's just how I'm feeling. But customer service across the board. And at the end of that post on Facebook, I said I'm gonna save, I'm gonna spare these little independent. I said I'm gonna get a little out of my vocabulary when referring to somebody else's stuff. I'm gonna get these other businesses that I've been supporting. I'm gonna spare them for the moment, but I'm gonna start blasting. I'm gonna be one of those people that blast. I'm not gonna complain. I'm just gonna at you on social media. And it's crazy because we should not have to go to that extent in order to get done things that should be already handled by customer service. We still 6 months into this pandemic, still have companies that are outsourcing their customer service to automated systems. Like, come on now. Like, people are back to work across this country. You know, you I done fixed up my whole, mood. So you can't hire these people and find a way for them to remotely work. Many of them say they working from home, but I don't know. I don't care. But just get it together. People have spent way too much money on conveniences throughout this I think we paid a convenience tax to have everything shipped, and paying extra for things, and you putting in quarantine taxes and whatever. We paying too much money for you to be piss poor. Too much. And then most of y'all companies have gotten this PP something loan, so you're able to still pay your workers, and you're still making it on this side. So get it together. And to my eye doctor, get your shit together. I called there almost a month ago. I went to go get my eyes checked, but I'm still wearing my old glasses. Why is that? Because some supposedly um, the glasses that I ordered was on back order. Was never told that. I had to call in last week to find that out, and that was 3 weeks from when I got it done. So we now going into the fourth week. We're in the fourth week, so it's a month now, and I still don't have my glasses. You sent the bill. Your bill was on time, but you didn't send the glasses. And I talked today, and the lady was like, "Well, I'm gonna figure out what's going on. The location where you went to, they're having an issue with their phone lines. Your phone lines are down in the whole place. Like, come on now, get it together." And her response to me was like, "Well, I'm gonna give them a call, and I'm gonna have them call you back. And I would just suggest to get your prescription and go elsewhere." No, wrong answer. I already paid for my shit, so I want my glasses. So, all right, I'm gonna stop cussing and yelling, because people be watching this and they be thinking that I'm like depressed and stuff. So I'm gonna stop doing that for now, for today's conversation. Um, I had messaged Monty, I believe yesterday or day before yesterday. It was like, let's do a conversation on Trump. But then out of the blue, Trump tweets that him and Melania have, after the information about his top assistant contracting the virus. Now him and Melania allegedly has the virus, and nobody is taking this seriously, because half the comments that I read was, this is a hoax that he's stunting. He's trying to get us to take that damn vaccine, or he's trying to stall the election. And on the other side, people who still people who are praising Jesus, I've never seen praise Jesus before. This is not funny, because I don't want to wish death on anybody, because they do have a child that probably have it as well. Because if they have it, their youngest child probably has it. And they said none of his children who were in attendance for the debate had their mask on, so therefore they may have it now, because they all hugged him. Let's pray for Biden that none of his projectile spitting from all his over talking made it to Biden's podium, because they looked like they were like 12 feet apart, probably wider than that. But I was so ready to talk about the debate, but then this pops up on my, literally, I read it, I consumed my opinion, I kind of came up with my opinion, and I went to sleep. I couldn't, it was too much. Trump is devastating our country. He is, um, I wanted a drink after the debate, first of all. And then yesterday's news, it just is weird. You can't believe anything he says. Like, nothing. Nothing. I wouldn't believe him if he said he had the common cold. I wouldn't believe him. And everything is an angle for him, because he still thinks he's on The Apprentice. Now he thinks he's a contestant on The Apprentice. Like, this is the real life, the life of this country. And I would think somebody with a school age child like he has would be a little bit more empathetic, but he probably doesn't even talk to his child. His child probably don't even live at the White House. So that's, I don't know. How are you doing, Monty, with this new news on top of the devastation that was the debate? Are you well?
I'm perfectly well. I'm perfectly well. I'm well. I'm a little excited.
Can I say I've never felt the need to cuss while watching a debate. I'm never, and I cussed a couple times in my posts.
If my TV had ears,
You will be arrested right now.
it would be ashamed of me.
I was just not even talking about his latest thing. That's later, but just a debate alone. It felt like the first day of debate class in junior high, not even high school, junior
Not
high.
even right. It was something to watch. It would have been
He
better
was
on.
pointing fingers, but he said
It would have been better on
that was actually
HBO.
sad at some point.
It would have been better on HBO.
It would have been better on Nickelodeon.
No, I would have liked to seen that on HBO so they could cuss.
I felt bad for Biden because I know
If it was
all his consultants were saying you got to stay calm.
I'm just saying, if it was on
Great
HBO,
character.
Biden wouldn't have said, "Shut up, man." He would have said, "Shut the man."
But this sound like because it still was hesitant in him saying it.
Mm-hmm.
So that may be what he wanted to say.
Right.
Shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Because he kept cutting him like everything, every question. Before he even got a chance to answer the question, he would jump in with something.
They might as well put these debates on Netflix. Give us the freedom.
But I wouldn't even want our country. This is one of,
it's
and I'm
embarrassing.
not saying this is one of the most important nights
it was embarrassing
of our country, but it is.
It was very embarrassing.
It is, and you know the world was watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And what really got me was, of course, all of us was on social media, like typing, punching, and stuff. But the correspondent that went right to them after. They were like, they wasn't even fighting. Normally they would be fighting each other in terms of who won. It was clearly like this was a mess.
It was like, this was horrible.
This was
Dana Bash is the one that got
and
me.
I'm mad because Biden is getting part of the blame for that. And he really was there to.
He was there to talk about his plan. He was there to talk about his plan. And he didn't get the opportunity. Dana Bash is the
his
one.
Son was on crack.
Dana Bash at CNN is the one that got is what sealed the night for me. She said it was a complete shit show. This was a complete shit show, and I was like, "You are absolutely right."
Even the Republican correspondents was like, "This was horrible."
There's a funny part about Fox. As soon as the debate went off, they like kind of shut down.
Oh, we gotta make up for our
commercials. It was like commercials for like 15 minutes because they didn't know what to say. They didn't know how to back that up. They, of course, none of the even people that was on their lineup was like, "This was horrible." And then here come Hannity.
On both sides, though. On both sides.
But you would have had to stick around. Just give it 20 minutes, and then you get the Hannity. Hannity came on right after the debates at the next hour, and it was like nothing happened. Didn't our president do a great job tonight? I was like, oh my God. Why do they keep buying this man? You would have thought he watched a totally different debate than we watched. Because everybody before him, all the correspondents before him was like, this was the worst. I've never seen anything like this.
Never.
And then to him.
I've been watching debates. Like because I was in debate.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I wasn't as up to date on politics, I love debate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love debate. I love I forgot what they used to call it, but speech. I love it. So watching debates for me was like great. And I've never seen, you know, you always got the one candidate that tries to be a little funny. You got the other candidate that tries to be, you know, very serious, but you never have a Trump. I've never seen somebody like that.
That was definitely the first in history.
First. He's first for everything that's not good. First.
And now he reaping what he sowed.
But the moderator clearly said, right now, in front of the world, can you denounce white supremacy? Money.
Right.
Money. We You got to go get a gun.
I don't want to fight.
You know, that's why I say go get a gun. There's no fight in a gun. It's just pow,
Right.
point and shoot.
But then it becomes a fight when there's multiple gunshots coming back at you.
Just gotta be. You can't hold. You see, you want to hold the conversation.
So I don't play
No.
Call of Duty. A lot of these
As soon as
kids,
you
I'm
see
being
if they
behind one of
look
them.
wrong, shoot.
You see something wrong, shoot, huh? I'm not paying.
Yeah, just get a lawyer.
No, that
Blame
sounds like a whole
insanity.
bunch of stuff. No.
I think your sister makes sure you know your home is good while you're away. But
I'm not going away. See, look, no, I'm not going. If anything,
you
I'm
going.
leaving.
You
I'm
going
trying to tell
if
you,
you
I'm
got a gun.
leaving.
I'm
I will
just
get
gonna
out
say.
of. If it comes to that point, I will not. Listen. I fight with you in spirit, but not in physicality.
Sorry, I've talked about, you know, my mother had a gun. She still has a gun. My stepdad had a shotgun. You know, I've seen guns,
Mm-hmm. No, I don't want a gun. I never wanted a gun.
and I never wanted a gun
This
because I
situation ain't
remember
changed me to wanting a gun.
I remember holding my mother's gun, and I remember, and in my mind, the gun went off and hit my cousin, and I've never touched a gun since then. And but I want one right now. I feel like I need one. I might need it on my neighbor or somebody in my neighborhood.
Get a stick.
But see, his behavior is going to force the crazies to come out of the woodwork. It's going to force people to come out that think like him,
Zadia
or wanted to think like him, or already think like him.
Zadia said all my girlfriends got their gun licenses this year.
And I've been putting like people, you know, a lot of my family and friends, you know, when you live alone, like people worry about you because it's a crazy world. And I would always say, oh, I don't need that. I'm good. But I feel the need to have one. I feel like I need to defend myself.
Yeah. I get it. I just don't want to be put in that position.
He said something about good boys, stand down, stand by.
I don't want to be put in that position to have to use it.
And someone said that's an actual organization.
Oh, the Proud Boys?
Yeah. But the way he said it, it was like it caught him off guard. What he wanted to say, he couldn't say. And he still said something. He could have just said, I'm not answering that question. Or he could have just deflected like he normally do. But he responded.
Right, because it was a Freudian slip. It was truth.
He responded.
And that's what I'm saying. But it was truth. He only could say what came to. He only could say what came right to his mind at the time that he was surprised, and that was the truth. We got what we got because it was the truth. He was put on the spot. He ain't had time to contrive some bullshit. He got the only thing he could spit out was the truth.
If anybody that looks like us still votes for him after that we have to call it a slip because he didn't think the moderator would ask a question like that. Of course, Biden would probably slide it in there with remarks, but he wasn't looking to be. I was shocked that he put him on the spot like that. Like, I don't think he gonna do no more debates. That's his last one.
I wouldn't go to the debate if my life depended on it. He got 14 days in quarantine, and I won't be talking to you until the 27th day of quarantine. After you go talk to everybody else with your asymptomatic ass. No.
Well, he's still going. He's been going to all these rallies.
I know. I believe me. I understand that wide range.
So that's leads
how
me to
wide
believe
range.
you
and
had
then,
that going into the
but see,
debate.
that's the thing too. We don't know how he even contracted it. Even though Hope Hicks,
if he has
his advisor has it. Now, apparently, she's very sick from it right now.
Is she
But
sleeping with him? Like, what's going on?
no, she's one of his advisors, so they always meet. They, the government, and that's how they think he contracted it. But who knows how he contracted it? Again, he had all those rallies for these past couple of weeks that could have been dormant in his system, and now the illness is coming on. But who else has he passed this along to?
New York Times did, of course, like they always do. Well, they haven't. That's not something they always did. Like he created the fact check. But
Well, they always
brand
fact check, but they didn't have to fact check at the drop of a dime. They didn't have to fact check like that. They would fact check days later. Politico would do it, or PolitiFact would do it, and then tell you when it was lies. That's where the
like the opposing party would do the fact check, not.
Well, no, that's what PolitiFact and Politico do. That's what they do, and that's how we got 5 Pinocchios or something like that. But it would take days. Now they got to do it at that moment. Now it has to be now. It has to be.
It was so
if
many.
Somebody said something, we got to go fact
Biden
check this immediately so we can tell the truth.
Thing on his, and it was more. I think he got like more exaggerated marks, but down the line, it was just false.
Right. Well, he never tells the truth. I don't know why they think he's not articulate. One, he has no. Just because he can go, he randomizes his speeches. That's what he does at his rallies. He just spits whatever comes to the top of his mind. That's not a debater.
He be working the room.
Right. Let me go around. Oh, I see an Asian. So remember about that China virus?
Oh my goodness! And he loves when he see a black face in the crowd. I've never been worried to the extent that I'm worried now. I've never been worried like this before. But I'm worried because I didn't even get anything from the debate. I can't even say who won or lost, but I didn't.
Here's the thing.
Didn't get any information.
Something's changing. It's only been one thing so far, but something feels like it's changing in the atmosphere from this diagnosis, or so-called the alleged diagnosis. I'll say that this alleged diagnosis of having COVID-19. It kind of gave me a bump in my spirit.
I don't want to rejoice because I have.
I'm not rejoicing. I said it gave me a bump. It just pushed me like, okay, if he got some downtime, he can't do a whole bunch of rallies because anybody trying to hear that shit, and you got your aerosol particles flying all over the place.
Well, he in the house for the next 2 weeks. So.
Right, that's what I mean. That's downtime. That's time that he don't get to go do no rallies and all that kind of crap. Let's give him a chance to get forgotten about a little bit.
But on the other side, I need. And maybe I'm thinking 12 years ago, 8 years ago, Biden, because he aged. Oh my God, he has. I was looking him in his face on the screen, and he has. But I need that spunky Biden back. It's like he losing his fire, and it's scary because he was stuttering so much. And that makes you look like a liar. Okay. Like you're not being truthful, or you're hiding something. But I'm nervous, Monty. Like this is scary.
One of the things that that took me by surprise is when he tried to use Biden's son drug addiction against him.
But was I crazy? Did he call him? Did he say he was on crack? I think I heard him say that.
He said he was doing cocaine.
I could have sworn I heard him say that boy was on crack.
He said your son over there doing cocaine and got dishonorably discharged from the army.
But that's what I needed. If we were going to be dirty, I needed him to say, and none of your sons have served. But
do you get the audacity of it all? This is the commander-in-chief talking about a former member of the armed services
who has no military time,
right?
None.
But that's the commander-in-chief talking about the military, he's the top person of the military, disclosing information on another military personnel.
Right.
which is disrespectful in it all. And but the military, I haven't heard anything about what the military, how the military felt about that. Even though somebody was
But
dishonorably
see,
discharged,
the thing was,
had a
and
problem.
I felt for Biden a little bit because you can tell it was something that their family really struggled through. Because even his response was so defensive,
Mm-hmm.
and for you to put something out there like that, like it's not. They got to get dirty.
But I thought, it was just the insensitivity of it all too. That man got a problem because he was in a war.
Right. That's what I'm.
It's like you fail to realize that man was in Afghanistan and he got a problem because he
Yeah.
was traumatized from a war he was fighting and he probably didn't even know why.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking that, and in my mind, like you and your children, your family has never served. So you don't know the level of PTSD that this man had. You don't
Mm-hmm.
know what the stress of doing that job,
Right.
regardless of whether you were in a Gulf War or just being in a war and seeing people die and be killed and
Mm-hmm.
seeing dead bodies. You don't know. He doesn't know what that's like at all.
Right.
And he kept throwing it in like it was a joke, like it was a punchline.
Mm-hmm. What about Hunter? What about Hunter? What about Hunter?
Yeah, like that's when I wanted Biden to kick in, and he need to stop this.
But I
He
think
can't be Obama.
I don't think he should
Yeah.
have got into that kind of argument with him. I think he did what he should have did and said, okay, don't worry about it. That's my son. Don't worry about it. Basically, don't stop talking
Right.
about my child because you don't want us to talk about that vapor mist of a
And
daughter.
all
You
all
know.
those damn children that was sitting right in front of him. They said they all was there.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting in the audience
But
with no
here,
mask
what's
on.
interesting because if since he doesn't know anything about the military, and they kept talking about what he did in China and all this other kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't realize the military personnel travel all over the world.
Yeah.
They meet all kinds of people, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he was talking about how he got millions of dollars in this China deal. Okay, what's your point? He came out of the military. He's out of the military now, but he probably got contacts all over the world. So he's not supposed to use his contacts and do business and get business opportunities just because?
No, I don't think both of his sons were in the service. I think the one who
No,
died
both
was
of
in the
them
service.
were. Both of them were. When Bo
Okay,
died of
I didn't know that.
cancer.
I didn't know the
Yeah.
one that still was living was there. I knew the one who died
No, both
was
of
in
them
the
were.
service.
Hunter was dishonorably discharged, and Bo left, and Bo got sick. That's what he was. He was dishonorably discharged because of the cocaine.
Yeah,
He became an
I
addict.
didn't. I just thought it was the first time.
He was an addict. Yeah.
It just and still I'm still trying to. I went through even some of the when I was going through the fact checks. I still didn't see any information being given in that. Like, what's your plan? What's your strategy? I felt Biden was trying to, but every time he had tried to,
Here come
he
loudmouth.
jumped on it.
Loudmouth enters the conversation,
Yeah, but he
breaking the
would
rules.
even when he was being asked a question, he never answered his questions. He will always deflect and like respond to something else that Biden said. He never answered any of his questions. What was most disheartening was we still are hearing from him. He has no plan when it comes to the healthcare. And they've had what 10 years? Probably no, less than that. Come up with something, a plan that he was supposed to already have.
Hmm.
And buddy, he is the type of liar that just it's not even about him remembering what he said. It's just he has no like even integrity in his lies. When they asked him about his
Here's the other part of it. So Hunter, he's a lawyer. He's a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
And he works in it. He does investment law. So this is why a lot of this stuff just doesn't it doesn't shake shake right with me because he's a
What,
lawyer.
Trump?
He's
What,
a
Trump
lawyer.
responded
His
to it?
father was the vice president. He was also a senator. He was also, he had connections, right?
But look at his. But I'm not even disputing the nepotism
Mhm.
because look at what he's doing for his children.
Right. Right.
You are arguing nepotism, but you've given all your children and children-in-laws
But I
titles
didn't think
and
I
positions
don't even
and
think that is.
money.
Now Trump's thing is nepotism because he gave all his children basically gave them all jobs inside of the government.
Right.
The Bidens never did that, and neither did the Obamas. None of the children had jobs in the government because that wasn't their place. Just like it's not
Right.
his children's place. Now, when I say Biden, Hunter Biden had connections, he
Mhm.
earned them connections on his own, basically by growing up as a Biden, but it wasn't delivered from the government. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't
Right.
nepotism because he didn't get it that way. He
You didn't
earned it
pay him
by
over
familiar
millions
status.
of dollars to be a consultant like he did with his daughter,
Right.
which was a conflict of interest that I'm
Mhm.
learning now because she still worked for the company
Mhm.
and she was a consultant for him. So she shouldn't have been in that position, not necessarily as his child, because that's something that all presidents have done.
Mhm.
But she holds a high position in his company and in his administration.
Mhm.
I don't know. Like this feels so wrong. I feel like November the 3rd, and his response when he asked him, he said, will you wait
Mm.
after the 3rd for all of the ballots to be counted?
Right.
His response was so shaky because he was like, yeah, because it may take weeks, it may take months.
Mm-mm.
No, sir, we're not going over a week. They should have this done within 2 weeks. So we're not doing that. Did you get your mail-in ballot yet?
Oh yeah, I mailed it already. I mailed it that night, the night of the debate.
I didn't get mine yet. Oh well, maybe because I just called for it though.
Oh yeah, I did mine back in the end of August, beginning of August.
Yeah, I just did it. What was it? Week before last. I
Oh
sent
yeah.
away from it.
No.
Sent away for it.
You hard head. Yep, I got it.
Well,
Yes.
no,
You was on every
because I've
show.
never mailed in
You
my
was on
ballot.
every single
Last year was the
show.
only.
You was on every.
Last year, no. The preliminary was the only time I ever mailed in my ballot.
Right, but you was on every single show that I said get your mail in ballot, do your mail in ballot, request
and
your
I
mail in
understand
ballot.
that, but I didn't call.
That was
I didn't
the
have
part
to
I'm
do
saying
that
y'all
for the
hard head on
preliminary.
because you didn't do it right then
Primary.
and there with that computer that you're looking at me in right now.
Yeah, but I didn't have to get my primary.
I know, but I also told you did several times on the show that you were on the panel on.
I did what?
You did not go and request your ballot when I told you to.
No, I'm saying to you for the preliminary election, I didn't have to do that.
Yeah, for the primary.
So in my mind, I thought it would just be delivered to me again.
Right.
And I could just mail it in.
Right. And
so I wasn't thinking about having to request a ballot.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's why.
Actually, I've only ever did it once, and that's because I was going to a competition that was overlapping the election. So I wouldn't have been here for election day. And that was the only time I ever did it. And that was years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was no, it wasn't Obama. It was Obama's second term.
Yeah.
That was the only time I ever
did
but I thought it would. But I went down to the office at that time. I didn't even get a mail-in ballot.
Mm-hmm.
If mine don't come here, I'm gonna go walk around the corner like I always do.
Mm-hmm. Don't touch
nothing. I got a bunch of masks.
Just don't touch nothing either. You got the.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous based on our local election and mailing in ballots, because I still don't believe people stop voting for Sheila. I don't believe that. I really don't believe it. And then I never heard it said like this, but if there's a discrepancy in your ballot, if you check something wrong, that doesn't get counted.
Yep. Avoids the ballot.
So I don't think I like that.
I haven't looked it up, but it's supposed to be posted where all of the discrepancies.
Like if you like
How
fill it
many
out with the wrong
discrepancies they have
pen or
found.
something.
Yeah.
Or,
Once they audit it, it's supposed to tell you where I don't know where it is, probably on the elections website. If they have any irregularities.
for this mail-in ballot, with the primary election for this election, I did use the website to confirm whether or not they had received it.
Yes.
And they actually received it after the election day. So I think like the day after or 2 days after, it was clicked, like they received it. But I really don't, honestly, I don't trust it. And it's very interesting that he is discrediting the mailing system, the mail-in ballot system. And that was a lot of the things that he said about the mail-in ballots, like finding thousands and thousands of ballots that had his name on it. Like he's just trying to make up for that 3 million that he lost by.
Mm-hmm.
And you go destroy a whole government agency in the post office just to win an election. We can't stop using the post office. We can't. It's almost impossible because the other companies, their rates are so much higher than snail mail.
Yep.
So I don't see unless one of the other companies compared to the prices of them, I'm not shipping my jewelry any other way. Because I would have to charge my customers more to do that. So you go destroy that whole system instead of figuring out how to make it better. I still wonder if there's a way to do it electronically.
Voting?
Yeah. you gotta use your unless somebody hacks the system and changes my vote.
Yeah, but that's the
social
actual deterrent right there, is because of that. Somebody could go in, with electronic systems. Everything is possible to hack everything electronically.
And the ballots, everything.
Yeah, and that's the security issue, because if there is a possibility of happening, then one day it will happen. So that's why the government doesn't push to do won't ever push to do it electronically. But I think it's different though if you had everybody's using cameras now, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it was a video vote.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Why couldn't it be a video vote? I mean, we don't have to see the videos. I mean, it could go towards, to the election people, or however you log in securely and do a video vote. That way your vote is actually recorded and it's actually you doing the voting.
Yeah.
I don't understand. What I don't get is like, if everything can be hacked, you can do everything that you can do with anything as far as your ID is concerned through motor vehicles on their website, right?
Yeah. That's what we said. That's what I said the last time when we were back doing the local election. I said I don't know why they can't go through the vehicles. You can update the license.
Since we trust them to handle the voter registration, that's who does it. Our motor vehicles department.
Okay.
Right. If we trust them to handle that information, and they have our picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't they be the vote people? That's where we should go to vote, at motor vehicles. You know what I'm saying? That way, if we did do it online, they have our picture. They have. No, I'm talking about as far as verification. They have our picture, so when you're doing your video vote, they verify your picture through facial recognition. Bam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's your vote. You cast your vote. Thank you. Have a nice day. Confirmation sent.
So we will. You are suggesting that we go to motor vehicles?
No,
to
I'm
vote?
saying that because that's how when you leave the country and you come back in, you have to do video verification to get back into the country through the passport machine.
Mm.
You got to put your passport on there and then look in the camera, and it verifies who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And then you verify your information inside of there, and then you answer the set of questions that are there, and then you submit. They could do that.
So a kiosk machine.
No, I'm saying that's the program that they use to do that is what we could use to vote.
But it would have to be somewhere secure, though. So
No, but you got the camera already. So if you use your ID, you put in your identification, your picture pops up in the program, right?
your ID
Because you're on Motor Vehicles website. So once you put your ID number in, your picture will pop up, and then you take it. Then you look into your own webcam, and it does facial recognition, verifying who you are.
Yeah. I think that would work.
I mean, the only way you can hack that is if you hold my dead body up to the camera.
Right. But I think that would be helpful. But you still will have people like elderly that will have a tough time, but they can still do it the other way.
No, they got an ID. They just because they elderly don't mean that they don't lose their functionality to have a Maryland State ID.
No, I'm talking about in terms of the digital platform.
Oh, I mean, if you're, if you're alone, I'm not saying get rid of the manual process either, because for them that would be helpful.
Yeah.
But or have a travel kiosk.
Mm.
I mean, if you're in an assisted living place, they can arrange for the vote thing to come to you. I mean, that would be a part of the service.
I didn't think about that. Yeah. Look at that. Look at how innovative.
I'm smart. I should be running for office, but I refuse because I hate y'all.
No, I don't think you should run for office. You need to be on that team of people who are innovative and pushing our process forward.
Giving ideas and stuff. I would love to do something like that, though. I actually would, because I have many ideas. Because
I don't think you have the temperament to be on somebody's board or anything.
I don't. No, I don't. Because at one point it's gonna be like, can y'all shut the fuck up?
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Can you leave? I need you to leave. I need you to exit stage right.
I'm always gonna be like, what are you talking about? That sounds so dumb to do it that way. That's me. I like to. I don't like to work hard.
Better on a local, like the local board.
See, because I don't like to work. I don't like to work hard when not necessary.
Well, they don't work hard.
Because, like,
what we see from them on TV is the bulk of their job.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we see from them.
And working hard is when it's necessary, but working smart is
everything
better.
else is just promoting themselves.
Right. Working hard is when it's necessary. Working smart is better.
Right.
I don't
Only
like to
ones
do it
that's working hard are the ones who ain't doing what they supposed to be doing. That's the ones that's working because they always got to do extra to appear to be working.
Yeah.
Pew, look at Pew. She ain't did no work.
Mm-mm.
I wonder how she doing.
I don't know. They still hawking them books around town.
Those damn misspelled books. Who would buy that book?
I don't know. She might be writing in jail. That's probably where they coming from.
That's what I'm saying. I wonder how she doing. I wonder who's visiting her. Like who's.
I wonder if they even put her in there all the way.
Do you visit people in jail right now?
She's supposed to be. I think in August.
Oh, okay. So they had lifted it.
Yeah, they had postponed it until August because of coronavirus. But I think
she has 2 years.
I don't know. Don't get me started.
Oh, poor Pew. I feel bad now.
When she got convicted, she left my life. I know. On the ballot, though, one of the questions on the ballot is now they're changing they want to change the bylaws to say that if you get in trouble, basically, if you do anything wrong while being in office, any office, that you can be terminated, removed.
I don't like that.
Oh, I voted for it. I didn't like it at first because I liked the ability. I did like if Sheila didn't resign, I liked that she had the ability to still stay in office. because it's in the
But
charter.
right, that's what I'm saying. So the pendulum would like, what if they didn't do it?
Yeah. But then I understood though, she did get convicted. Do I really
Right.
want somebody with a misdemeanor or a felony in office? Is that the right? Would that be the right thing to do?
Well,
So I think that's why she did it in the spirit of keeping civility and a little bit of class. I'm going to resign because I did do this and I did get in trouble and I did get prosecuted and convicted.
but it has to be some type of loophole. Like if they're not found guilty.
Well, the loophole is in place right now where she did not have to, like I said, she did not have to step down.
Right.
They couldn't do anything about it because the bylaws don't have anything listed. If you do, you get convicted from a crime. If you're still free, you can still be mayor.
I understand, like this current situation with us and the mayor, like she basically
that was different.
Out.
She got convicted and she knew she was going to prison, right. So she resigned.
Yeah, but she didn't do that right away.
Yeah, it took a week or so. Then she finally was like, "I'm going to step down," because what she say, "I'm going to step down because it's causing turmoil in the city."
But she was already on leave at the moment, so she was just
right because she was sick, so cold. Yeah,
like somebody was going to save her at the last hour. No, right. Miss.
And she was in Florida too at the time, or Pennsylvania. What somewhere she wasn't here.
Right, because they was outside her house and she never came out. I just, I still, my mind since the debate has been on Trump.
And I voted for it. I voted for that thing, not specifically for the mayor. I voted for it for all of them. In the spirit of all of them. If it, city council president, council member, a delegate, it's for everybody. It's for all of them.
But see, when stuff like that is put on the ballot, my concern becomes now we're gonna have a lot of mudslinging. Now we're gonna have a lot of they set you up.
Well, no, but you have to be convicted of said crime. Like you got to be convicted of that crime, or the evidence is way overwhelming that they can do it, that they can remove it, and it still has to be 2/3 vote. It's not like it's majority rules. It has to be 2/3.
I get it. I get that part, but it still concerns me because even though I'm not a fan of Pratt and all them, they set her up. Joan Pratt, all them, not Joan Pratt. I just accused that lady of nothing. What's the light-skinned lady name? I think she state something now. I can't think of her name. She got the little cat eyes. She was in on setting her up, just like they set Sheila up the first time. That was a setup. But I'm trying to figure how to. I want to.
Joan Pratt lost her job. Thank goodness.
Consistent and go for the vote.
Joan Pratt lost her job. She wasn't even on the ballot. I loved it.
Who?
Joan Pratt.
Well, didn't they force her to resign?
I don't know. I know she wasn't on that ballot. Bill Henry.
I think she resigned.
Bill Henry was. So he was the only one.
Yeah, I think they forced her to resign over that.
She should, because her auditing record was lousy.
Over the church thing, the real estate for the church.
Oh yeah, buying it for $1.
Yeah, allowing her. Well, her church kept winning the bids.
Yeah, and all the bids was for $1.
I want a house for $1.
She was like, I got 99 cents.
So does that mean the church has to give the property back?
No, they bought it. It's theirs. They probably already got the deeds and everything.
I mean, but this was years ago. This wasn't.
That's what I'm saying. They already got the deeds and everything. It's over. That sale is final.
So why convict her? Not convict her, but why even bring it up if you're not going to do
I guess it was embarrassing. I think she didn't write because she like you said, she resigned, but she could have still ran again and reclaimed the office. But it was embarrassing, and people was turning on her.
But she did win. I mean, not win, but she did run.
Right, she didn't win the primary.
She didn't win.
She didn't win the primary. She lost. Yeah. That's what I said. She wasn't on there though. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
Politics
it's
has
so
got
it's so
it.
weird though that it was like three other people on the ballot for president, and I had no idea who they were. That's
It was one lady.
it was a
Because I
green
just saw
independent, a
some
green
black
party.
lady.
It was a green party and an independent, and I guess that was it.
Yeah, I think
And
she was
somebody
on.
else.
I think the independent lady. She's a black woman.
That's why I was like, thank God they didn't put Kanye on this ballot. I would have threw this thing in the trash.
I wouldn't have thrown it in the trash because it would be worth money.
Mm. He wasn't on there though. I was like, thank you. It's a lot of questions on this ballot. It's probably it was 2 pages to front and back.
Yeah, I would expect
And
that.
because it wasn't a lot, it wasn't really that many votes to do. Like I had to vote for my house. Was he the senator? No, yeah, representative for my
Yeah,
district.
your district.
And then the rest of it was questions.
So my question now is
Requests for money anyway, not questions, but requests for money.
so on a local level, what is our mayor and president of our city council doing right now? Because I don't see, I still see Brandon on
Well,
social
let me say
media.
this. Here's what I'm gonna say to that question, because I got my water bill in the mail today, and I don't know where they're doing these commission meetings at lately.
Did you see the percentage hike?
No, it didn't go up yet. Not on this one. I guess because this one is.
It's for it may be for next month's bill.
Yeah, I was about to say this one is my September bill. So
I think it did say October.
So I gotta wait for the next one. But I'm not for this rate hike in the middle of a pandemic. One, I'm not ready for this rate hike. Period. Unless
We just had one.
right. I mean, the water quality hasn't changed, and you already got a rate increase to do to. Didn't they just do the? Wait a minute,
They just did a hike last year.
That's actually on the bill as a line item, I do believe. An infrastructure charge for $19.98.
And I ain't seen no nothing around here.
So I'm trying to figure out what they raising these bills for. And water prices ain't changed. Like the cost of water has changed.
So they just adding a tax.
And you haven't changed no pipes around here, so you can't be talking about the delivery is more expensive. Ain't no pipes changed, these the same pipes.
Yeah. I don't.
You can't tell me how many gallons of water did I use last month? Let me see.
I was on the thread, the post that I think I sent it to you in Messenger. That post, the Baltimore Brew,
1,500 gallons
a lot
of
of people
water.
in the comments was like, we're still probably paying for a lot of those businesses that did not pay.
1,500 gallons of water, and I was clearly to put that back in the toilet later on. So you got it back.
No, what did you use as 1,500 gallons in a month?
Yeah.
How many fucking clothes are you washing?
I take 2 showers a day.
That's not no 1,500 gallons of
Sometimes 3. Depends on how many times I walk.
party. That's not 1,500 gallons though.
I cook, I clean, I wash clothes.
But see that what you're saying.
I flush the toilet.
No, but
I've been washing my hands.
My point of view in this is
I've been washing my hands an awful lot. You know, it's a lot going on.
Right, people are home more.
Right.
So they would have paid more in their bill anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you will bump it up.
Right.
Crazy.
I remember
getting more money.
The interesting thing is about these bills now is because they, like I said, they added that new charge of $19.98 for the infrastructure. That's per month. And then I remember my bill used to be $54, not even $54. It was always like $30-something for 3 months. And now I'm paying $54 a month, and you think you deserve more than that? That's ridiculous. First of all, who's doing this infrastructure? Because I haven't seen anybody break ground yet.
Charge me more.
I haven't seen anybody break ground yet outside of a water main break.
And that's mostly downtown. Well, I guess because a lot of the businesses closed, we got to pay for that. I don't know.
I need to
really
see that. I
don't.
want to see the infrastructure plan. So if we paying these charges every month, and it's a lot of customers, so that's like thousands
Man,
upon
you
thousands, if
changing
not
no
$1 million
pipe.
a month, and y'all haven't done anything. So where's the infrastructure plan? Whose sections are y'all starting with? Where have y'all started doing infrastructure building on new water pipelines? Where is that at?
You asking a lot of questions.
I
to
got
people who
questions.
have not been at work.
I got questions.
You asking a lot of questions to people who have not been at work.
I bet you they gave them all in the cold when that water main broke over there from that apartment building. They put them all in them water bottles and gave it to them people.
You going to jail?
I'm just saying.
You going to jail, Marnie?
That wasn't Deer Park water.
It wasn't.
That
It was discerning.
That was DPW, but not Deer Park.
It was dirty. That's what it was.
That was Department of Public Works.
No, like, how do we? And I spoke to a person. So I have a friend who worked on the task force, the planning committee for possible pandemics.
Mm-hmm.
A pandemic. It was like a pandemic planning committee over the Obama administration. And that person told me that this is not going to normalize until 2022.
You know what we need to do? Because I always used to like in my pre-law, when I was doing my pre-law classes, doing mock trials. We need to do, as if we were in the government, a mock pandemic plan.
They already had that with Obama.
No, I understand that, but I want to do mine on my own with my own intelligence, because I think I'd have wiped this thing out in 3 weeks.
Yeah, but see, the problem is you have to take it in consideration the people who are not taking heed to this, meaning the people who have been out in this the whole time, that hasn't been wearing masks, the people who still grouping up and going having parties and such. All those parties that they was having,
No, that's what I'm saying. I think I would have knocked this whole entire pandemic out in 3 weeks, though.
Oh,
you give me 3 weeks, and I would have cleaned this whole entire country up.
How though? When everybody wasn't taking.
I mean, all these billions of dollars that I hear has been wasted. I mean, not wasted, but have been used so far. You give me $1 billion, I'm gonna get that work. I'm gonna get this done. It's only but 50 states.
Yeah, but within those 50 states, this state, and now there are hot spots in states that you wouldn't even think.
Right, but I would have created a whole entire pandemic team. Give me 500 employees. We're going to get this done. But
I'm telling you, the person that I know is a real close friend of mine. They already had this committee put together.
Right, you said committee. I said team. 500 people. Let me get this pandemic under control real quick.
Yeah, but they had a planning committee for it already. They have a strategy.
I get that. They didn't use it, right? I get that.
Well, it was used during Obama. That's the thing. But he dismantled it when he became president.
Right. No, I get that. It wasn't used. He didn't want to do it. Pride was in the way. He didn't want to use anything Obama had. Pride was in the way. And then he lied about it. We get that.
I feel like he playing a game of
But he also didn't care, because then you realize he heard that it was affecting the African American community the most. Why not let them die? Because I'm a white supremacist, remember?
That's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy because I feel like he's playing like a human game of Sims. And we're like Sim City. And you just taking stuff away and selling this, and like, this is not Monopoly, sir. This is people's real lives. You can't just sell off Broadway and be like, okay. I think he's really playing with our lives right now, and it's scary to me because nobody is saying anything.
I don't think it's a play. I think he knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, but he don't know what he's doing. He know what
No,
he wants
I
to
know he
do,
don't know what
but he
he's
doesn't know
doing,
what he's doing
but
in
I think
terms of
he knows exactly
the
what he's
effects of
doing.
it. Like this is really affecting our
Because
everyday
you want to know
life.
why I say that? I say that because I think he knows exactly what he's doing about why he's doing nothing.
Hmm. Because that same friend, she was like, prepare for. That's why I was saying like I was really preparing myself for this financially, mentally. I was preparing myself for it because she was like, we really not for. She said if they do what they were supposed to do, we would have just been opening back up probably like next month
Mm.
if we would have did what we were supposed to do. But people were opening, they was opening up stuff like back in June.
I still honestly say nothing should be open. Nothing should be open right
Nothing.
now because even when the vaccine comes available, you got all those people that aren't going to be able to come get it right away, spread all over, still spreading, still spreading. Mind you, if we had shut down for a period of time and stayed sheltered, yeah, the economy would have took a hit. That mean current money would have took a hit, but everything would have slowed down to the point where it wouldn't have been matter because ain't nobody gonna be doing nothing.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have been buying anything. We wouldn't have been doing anything but buying food. Now those are the industries that should have stayed, running to keep the food going.
Yeah.
But the money that you have now, and it's a subsidy that you should have been getting from the government to stay put, should have lasted until we got this virus under control, and we wouldn't have lost so many damn people.
But I feel bad for this country. I feel bad for
But we always say
myself.
too. I mean, it's just impossible for us to always keep saying that one life matters, or any life that's lost matters. But then we still look at this TikTok, and it's still going up at 208,000 people dead right now, and that's still not even prevalent in anybody's mind. Anybody's mind. I say anybody because I think I'm the only
Well,
one that
a woman
continuously
from my
talks
church
about it.
just passed away from it because she went to a funeral and 12 people from that funeral contracted coronavirus.
Right. So you're doing stuff
And
like
she
that,
just died from it.
acting like you're
Literally, she
living your
just
life,
died. We just had our funeral. What was that?
trying to act like you're living
Monday?
your life without fear because you're going to just continue to go through things and hopefully you won't get it. That's not a way to live.
I don't. But see, I can understand how leadership makes people want to just say, "Hey, this is not real."
Mm.
Because you know, if I was a Trump supporter, I would probably be dead right now. And I would really want to break it down from all the people that died and really understand like what was their voting. The people who were old
Mm.
enough to vote, like what was their voting
What was that voting
strategy? Like,
strategy?
were they Republican? Because if they were, that mean they were listening to him say, "This not that bad. This will be over. You don't have to wear no mask." I'm wondering, like, how many people were listening to that
Mm.
that voted for him and actually died. And it was interesting. Even during the debate, he was saying like his uh his rallies have been primarily safe, like for the most part safe. They haven't had any casualties. But he had like a little glitch where he was like, because we just switched over to doing them outside
Mm.
only
I don't even know what
versus inside. But
I don't
John
even.
McCain, no, it's not John McCain. What was the black man name?
Oh, Herman Cain.
Herm McCain. Like
I don't even know
he
what
died. That's the whole person
primarily
that died.
what is primarily safe.
Right.
It's either safe or it's not. Because
Right.
being primarily safe means it's not safe.
Because we really don't. We know him because he was a notable person, but we don't know how many other people who went to those rallies that are now dead. Those
or
numbers aren't
dying.
being identified or singled out.
We should know that. I think that when they came into the ER, they should have been like, "Did you go to a rally?" That should be one of the first questions on their medical check-in.
Well, I mean, honestly, if they went there like that, that's how they live their everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
So they couldn't really probably ground it down to them going to that.
Mm.
Like if they went to a rally with all those people with no mask on, who say those are the same people we see in these videos going into markets not wanting to wear their mask
Mm.
or you know still having parties and cookouts and whatnot, going to the beach. I just want this to be over. And my friend was talking when she said that yesterday, I was so mad because she said we gonna be here in the house until this point. Like 2 years of living like this, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I don't. Let's go to the moon. I can't live like this for another year and a half. I can't live like this. Is it hasn't gotten to me yet.
I'm
But
good.
thinking about this time next year, me sitting right here, right now, like this, talking to you, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
I'm good. I'm good.
I don't care how comfortable you are. You're not gonna be good.
I'm
2 years
good.
living in a house like this.
I'm good.
Mentally, what does that do to you mentally?
Keeps me watching TV, getting mad and angry.
And you already are a hypochondriac and
That's why I'm good.
a
And a
germaphobe.
germaphobe. But that's exactly why I'm
Yeah, but
good.
think about being in a house for almost 2 years and the problem isn't solved yet. Just think about what that's doing to your
Oh
life.
no, no. See,
You gonna
that's
look
yeah.
you gonna
Mine
look
won't
like
be
little
2 years
Lisa. You
though.
gonna look like
I
little
get what
Lisa.
you're saying. I get what you're saying. That mine wouldn't be 2 years though because I'm getting out of here. Well before that. But
Yeah, but some countries aren't letting us in right now.
oh, the one I'm going to is it's
Okay.
open. It's open for business,
All right.
and I'm gonna
You see
stop.
if they let you.
I'm gonna
They
stop.
open for business for other countries, but they not open for
No.
fucking Americans.
I was getting ready to book a flight just a few minutes ago, and I'm just like, nah, I'm not going.
Go ahead.
I'm not going nowhere. Not right
Go
now.
ahead so you get that credit for 2023.
I hate that credit.
Because that's what they go. I have a credit for a flight that I was supposed to take.
You know, everybody traveling right now. They all going and now they coming back all sick and coughing and shit. I was
Yeah, a lot of them are already there, and they have to let them back in.
no, Rich, Rich just came back from Mexico. And, they traveling. He did his whole show from there in the water and all that kind of stuff, hugging up on them people. And I told him stop coughing in my ear.
You coughing, nigga? What you coughing for?
Hmm.
Mexico already got dirty water, and you gonna go? No, I'd have put a fucking backdrop up of Mexico.
No people
It's
there.
signs in the bathrooms in the resorts in Mexico that tell you not to drink the water.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like
I don't know if he was drinking the water. I say he was in the water.
you went in the water. It went in your mouth.
He was
It
in
went
the
in your
pool.
mouth, huh?
He was in the pool.
So, he don't strike me as a person that just sit in the water still. I was watching the show. He was moving around in the water.
Yeah, and hugging people. Sorry, Rich, but you was. That's all you.
Living a real rich life from your hospital.
Yes, he was a rich life, coughing.
I can't. I'm thinking even another year, 6 months. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Hopefully, it won't be that long. But I'm good.
I'm gonna have to fall in love with somebody.
Hopefully it won't be that long for y'all.
I
Because I'm making plans to continue doing this, even when everything else is back up and operational.
Yeah, I mean, this is a solution, but as an artist, my everyday life is on hold. I don't enjoy teaching like this. This is not enjoyable as a teacher.
But I've never been healthier in my life. Is what I'm getting. That's why I say this has been. This is
a lot of good has come from it. A lot of good financially. I've been doing great. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a lot of stuff in order. Um,
That's what I've been
you
liking
know,
about it because I've been able
but
to do stuff that I couldn't normally do on a 9 to 5.
mhm.
Having to get up, get dressed, drive to work, clock
Oh
in,
yeah,
and then work a whole 8 hour shift, and then come
right.
home. And then when you come home, you're so tired. The only thing you want to do is lay around, watch TV, and eat. And then that's how you become fat.
Now that's not how you become fat. You become fat because you keep eating the shit when you know you full. That's how
No,
you
but
become fat.
again, but you do that because you don't want to do anything else but lay around and eat.
See, my life was a little bit more active than that. So
Right,
for
because you
me,
had to go places. I'm stuck nine to
yeah,
five in one place.
right.
Now I do what I want all day long because
Hmm.
now I can work anytime. Like tonight, I'll probably be working till 4 o'clock in the morning again. I get a lot done that way because people not bothering me. Y'all all sleep.
See, for me, like, and I think a lot of people have found that type of solace in this.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's scary. A lot of us things are opening back up, but things are still restricted at the
Yeah.
same time. Elmere hasn't really opened up our city. I mean, I can't tell a difference, but because this should look like it did 7 months ago.
Right.
Like I don't know the difference. But in terms of like the art world, a lot of stuff is being put on hold.
Mm-hmm.
And the size of the audience isn't going to be the same right away.
They already
You
canceled New
know,
Year's Eve.
huh?
New Year's Eve has been canceled.
That's crazy. You know, for me and a lot of artists I know, Artscape was a big money making season for us, and we didn't have that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, a lot of us artists are starting a deficit going into the fall time.
Mm.
Not knowing now, I've been lucky to still have my jewelry website up, but I'm worried about things. You know, now I know we're never going to get back to where we were.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if where we were was a good place, but I'm just worried. The I'm looking at I invested a little bit of money. I'm seeing that go up and go down like
Mm-hmm.
on a daily basis. Like it's nothing feels certain right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's no certainty in the everyday life.
Speaking of stocks.
It just doesn't feel as secure as it once did. Like I don't know. If this debate is any indication of the next month, this month that we're in right now, because what's this the third? So in a little over a month, like a day over a month,
Today is the second.
a second, we're gonna be. I just please, Lord, I just need Biden to win. And when I say that, I don't believe Biden is 100% either, but we have to stay on his neck. This country, this world cannot handle another 4 years of Trump.
No, we cannot. I
We
can't.
cannot, and I don't care all those people who've been living under the radar that love Trump. Nobody in it. I don't care how wealthy you are. I don't care how Trump. We cannot. If it doesn't catch you financially, it will catch you mentally,
Mm-hmm.
or you will get caught by one of them rebel rousing Nazi white supremacists.
Oh shoot, that's
This will
tonight.
get you some way somehow, and we got to find a way to get out of this. I can't think of. I mean, I have friends that live in other countries, and just how their perception of how we are right now
I
is
ordered.
not
Mm.
good. It's not. I didn't. This has taught me how much we fuel the outside world, like everything outside of the United States. I didn't realize how dependent the world was on us. Because now a lot of things like the resort that you like going to,
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how they may have started to pick up, but it's not where it was
Oh no, I don't.
this
I don't
time
think
last year.
my resort laid everybody off back in And
Yeah, like, so what does that mean for the employees there?
in April, yeah, they laid everybody off in April, so that part of the resort is not open. The adult section isn't open, so
Are they getting unemployment or?
they don't have that down there.
Because a lot of them don't have that unemployment system.
Not unless you live in the city.
And most of them don't.
The city is the main portion of the structured government. So yeah.
I have a friend that lives in Jamaica, and his family is pretty well off. But he said, just, some of the people, like his friends, he's like, it's been devastating for them. Like, this is really devastating. Like, the tourist season, devastating. You can't live off of 5 people coming to your hotel.
A friend of mine just moved. She said she's a real estate agent, but she left and went down to Jamaica and is living down there until shit change here. Because she already, she got our money already. So she sold the houses. And she do credit, like credit classes and stuff like that too. So she makes money off of that too. So she can do that from anywhere now.
I'm just wondering.
She said she got that idea from me. I just want to put that out there too. She got that from me because I told her I was I've been posting all the time that I can go work from anywhere. And she said, so can she. So she went down to her family house in Jamaica. I said, that's good. You shouldn't have did it for me, but because now I'm upset.
I'm about to fall in love with somebody's count or heiress. Somebody. I'm about to look out for me. I'm about to put the moves on you because I get the fuck out of here. I can't do this. I just don't. There have been moments, I think like in the 90s, where stuff was rough. Early 2000s, it was like an era of optimism. But these last few years,
you got 8 minutes in your show. Let's see if we can get some phone calls going. 443-642-9403 is the number. Tell us what you think about what's going on.
Please don't call with no depressing stories. I need optimism right now.
The phone number's right there in your banner too.
Yes, I'm looking at looking at it now. Call us. Share your horror story of Trump. So getting back to him having, do you believe he has coronavirus?
Well, visually, all right. So if I do it from what I saw, it's possible. But again, I hate spreading conspiracy theories.
Right. But when I saw it, I had to go to his Twitter page.
Right.
And it was posted on his Twitter page and Melania's Twitter page.
Started from. And then I seen breaking news come across my TV later on that night. But it could also be a stunt. From like I told you earlier, that I think it could possibly be a stunt. He said within these past 2 weeks that at the end of October we could see this vaccine. He's been saying that. If anything, he said by election day. He said that before. Then Dr. Fauci is saying that we probably won't see a vaccine until at least the end of this year, so December 31st, into the first quarter of next year, possibly second quarter of next year.
And that was still a possibility.
And it was all possibilities. Certain. But with him trying to claim that he's sick now, he could be trying to set it up that he took this vaccine. He took one of the vaccines that are in development and it worked. And that he could tout that for his election drive in the next couple of weeks.
He won a Nobel Peace Prize so bad.
So you wait. That's what I'm saying. We got 2 weeks to see what he does. In 2 weeks, when he comes out of quarantine, we'll see if he's talking about he's cured. He took this vaccine and I took the vaccine and I'm cured. Now everybody should be able to do it and see if he's trying to change people's mind and voting for his ass.
So that means his younger son might have it.
But you got to remember, this man's a compulsive liar.
He's a compulsive liar is one thing. He is a psychopath. This man is.
Or it could be the other way around. Not even the vaccine. He could come back and try to say it's not that bad. Everybody should get it. See what I mean?
I'm busy
trying to
that
make
day.
the try to drive down the hype.
I have laundry to do that day.
That's what I'm saying. He's trying to drive down the hype as far as experience because now he could claim that he went through it and he came out on the other side. And I'm 70 something years old.
I got laundry to do that day. I don't have time. I had already got
those are all your
I gotta go get a
possibilities and what
hangnail
could be the
removed.
outcome in the next 2 weeks of how he feels about this virus. But if he has it, I don't wish death on anybody, but
when I say if on TikTok, on Instagram, I ain't never seen so many people rejoicing and
I ain't seen so many memes
praise
and videos in my
dancing.
life. That one, somebody sent me one yesterday where it was. What did it say? It said something about.
You said the whole.
Somebody sent me one yesterday, and what did it say? Something about. Here it is. It says
It was people rejoicing.
I'm telling you, it works. It's about
you gotta go on TikTok.
Basically, 14 days.
Throughout TikTok.
It's like 14 days later. I'm telling you, it works. This Clorox and UV are phenomenal results, and his skin all burned up and bleached.
No.
His hair all gone and missing and stuff.
I don't know what his intention was with posting that, but the jokes are coming.
I don't know if it was, and then this could be a whole tactic. He probably needed a break and taking these 2 weeks off as a break and using the virus as his break method, and then he come back and act like I'm fine. I survived it. It all an act. It could be all an act. This man is a compulsive liar. I don't believe anything that comes out of the White House.
Even if that's the strategy, to a person with common sense, this man has been downplaying the coronavirus before he even let us know about it, or he allowed other people to tell us about it.
But listen to this. Here's what I what makes me, upset about most people, because most people say
consent on a few items to continue.
I didn't press anything. Stop listening to my
conversation. That's why you fat, because you fucking Instacarting while you doing.
No, that was Bixby. My phone got that Bixby thing on it, and it'd be listening to my conversations and be picking up on stuff and just starts talking.
I gotta turn that shit off. I don't know how to turn it off.
And but no, here's the thing. What makes people become untrustworthy to me too, because you're lying about how you really feel. Especially when you start to talk about, I wish you the best. No, you don't. No, you don't. Why did you even say that lie? That's what everybody has been saying now since, finding out his diagnosis, that, we wish you the best. But you don't. You really don't.
You don't. Nobody.
Joyce,
and
the one person that said it this morning that where I didn't believe them the most, the one person that said it this morning that I didn't believe the most was Joy Behar.
Well,
she said, I wish him the best this morning. And that shit was a lie.
I gotta look. I didn't look at it today. I gotta see what her face looked like when she said it. Because I know it was real. What did Whoopi say?
She is lying. She tears this man a new asshole every morning at 11 a.m. on ABC. And she does it every single day. She can't stand that man. And she's lying.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, that is a painful, slow, lonely death. Nobody wants anybody to die like that. And I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. What I'm saying is the devastation that he has caused.
I just wish just don't say anything. Just say get well soon. But you for the past 3.5 years, you never wish that man the best.
What I think, and she probably was being funny, but if she wasn't,
she ain't laughing
at. But
I don't think it was a joke. She was
one of the first people on her show to say, I'm gonna have to do this from home. She was about to take off.
Yeah, right. She was off for like 3 days when this first started. She stayed home for 3 days and wasn't on camera at all. And then everybody went home, and that's when they put everybody on camera on Zoom or whatever.
So I think her realizing, because she's around his age, she's in his age range.
Yep.
I don't believe she doesn't look as old as he does, but she is.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I think Joy 80
it's
now.
just all the propaganda that he's planted seeds with. And if he does have this is karma for your ass. This is karma.
Yeah, Joy Behar 77 now.
Yeah, they the same age.
Um,
Is he 70? Is he 75, 76? I didn't know how old
74.
Joy Behar was until they started being
74.
at home, and she ain't had a high definition makeup on.
He's 74.
Okay, but that's still the same age range. 3 years different.
Yeah.
But I think because what is unsettling for me, like this last week was the first week that the nursing home that my father's mother, my paternal grandmother, was let out to be able to visit people. But it was still, you had to be a distance. They put a tent up outside the nursing home. There's a table in between you and that person. And and there's only 2 people allowed every week.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up because I have one of those too, but mine is in the worst sense. Another nursing home, a friend of mine's sister is in. They opened up too and allowed people in one at a time and all that kind of stuff. And 9 people contracted the virus. It was part
Was
staff.
it the visitor or was it the patient?
And no, this was the patients and employees. And that's hard to contact trace until you find out who actually have it or brought it in or gave it to somebody or how did they get it? Because the residents couldn't have got it unless it was either a staff member or a visitor that brought it in.
Right. And see, my cousins and aunts have gone to see it, but they haven't all gone.
Mm-hmm.
Just mainly my aunt and one or 2 of my cousins. But I didn't want to go because what if I do? I would die if I'm the person that give it to.
Right.
Because my grandmother is in early onset dementia. Like I would die. Like if it was my fault. That's why one of the reasons why I've had now, like I said in the last month, I got a little lenient, but I snapped right back into this because I want to live. Even if this takes 2 years, I want to live in these 2 years. I want to live. I want to live. I want to live. But this is scary because we don't even know how to really. It's still no definite in this. There's a new way. So they was doing a blood test, but that was for antibodies. They were doing a swab. The swab is now causing complications because a couple people, they have stuck it up too far and they've gotten injured that way. But
now they got the spit test.
Yeah, they got the spit test now. But is the spit test? I haven't taken the spit test.
I haven't taken any, so I don't know.
I don't. It's still not a definite, and there's still the fact that they now have a spit test means they're learning more because that's another way of doing it. But I'm still nervous because there's no definite information, and I want to listen to what's his name, Fauci, Dr. Fauci, but I don't. He's still working under Trump, so. This has been another edition of the Artist Exchange Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. I'm gonna go in a totally different direction next week. I'm gonna flip this whole switch and I'm gonna be a whole different person. I'm not talking about Trump. I'm not talking about the pandemic. I'm gonna do something totally different. So wrapping it up, the next show up, it is the Cocktail Social. Stay tuned for that. But don't forget the Artist Exchange Radio Show every Monday and Friday only on BeExposedRadio.com. Peace out. I'm about to finish my sandwich.
What are you drinking?
I'm trying to bat my head.
Oh shit! He look like he just got a new car. He just saw that shit get backed into by a big